Hi, thank you for joining me in my study. I've recently been reading books on the history of the doctrine of the atonement. For example, I finished a 2-volume work by J. Riviere on the history of the doctrine of the atonement, which was very helpful, and have now just been working my way through Robert Frank's book, A History of the Doctrine of the Atonement, in its ecclesiastical development, which is also a massive 2-volume work, each volume being well over 400 pages long. These books have helped me to be more precise in my exposition of the atonement theories of the Church Fathers and St. Anselm. For example, I've come to realize that we really shouldn't refer to the Church Fathers' view as the ransom theory, as I have, because in fact the ransom theory is really just one version of the so-called Christus Victor model. This is the model that emphasizes Christ's victory over Satan, death, and hell as central to his atonement. And in fact, only some of the proponents of this Christus Victor model would hold that Christ was paid as a ransom to the devil. Others would say that God sent Christ into the world and Satan attacked him. And because Christ was guiltless, Satan's causing his crucifixion was an unjust act on Satan's part, and so God justly removed from Satan not only Christ, but also all of the men who have been held in bondage to Satan since Adam's fall. So that's a quite different version of the Christus Victor model than the ransom theory, and so I've changed that in my exposition. Just this morning, I started reading something entirely different, a law article by one Ashley Steiner in the Emory Law Journal of 1997 called Remission of Guilt or Removal of Punishment. This is exactly the topic that I'm interested in with regard to the presidential pardoning power. Does it remove guilt or simply remove punishment? And already in starting this article, it seems to me that her treatment is just completely confused because she never defines what she means by guilt. If guilt is just liability to punishment, then it's a false dichotomy. So I'm eager to continue working through this article and trying to sort out exactly how we should understand the effects of a presidential pardon. This is relevant to our forgiveness by God of our sins because I think divine forgiveness is very analogous to a legal pardon in that it cancels our sin and removes from us any liability to punishment.